Good morning. Welcome back to another live karate class. Although if you're watching it right now, at this moment, you're probably not watching it live. You're probably watching it recorded later on. So waiting around, as always, for some friends to join us live. First few moments, you can always fast forward ahead of this little section to get to the actual class part. Look for Sensei Dave to be doing the bow in, right? And then you'll know that class is officially beginning. But as always, if you're going to watch this section of the video, then you can start out by taking this time to warm your body up a little bit, get yourself nice and loose. Today's class is going to focus on hands. That's our focus for this week. Today is May 6th, 2020. It's a little overcast and cool today, although still going to be reasonably nice. I might get outside and work on my project that I've been working on, digging up my backyard. So hand focus today. We're going to work on moving our hands around. Last week we focused on legs. This week it's the top of the body. These two things here, right? Now some of you may know, even though I often call this a karate class, the martial art that Sensei Dave learned originally was called Kempo. Kempo. And that's a little different than karate. It looks a lot like karate in some ways, but one of the things that Kempo is kind of known for is hand movements, hand combinations. Everybody say that word for me. Combinations. Combination is when you take something, say a couple somethings, and you put Ari, right, Jack? So if I've got and some eggs and maybe some sugar. Good morning, Emmett. What? Excuse me. I just said good morning, Emmett. How you doing? Hi, Ari. Miss Farrah's trying to tell me something over there on the corner, and she's pointing at a piece of paper. I don't know what she's trying to say. I said hi to Ari and Jack. Hi, Hannah. Good morning. Oh, we have a coach on the side who's got comments. So if you didn't know that, Miss Farah is behind the camera, kind of filming everything. So she lets me know if you tell me you're there, right? Right? Matthew, how's it going today? So if you want to let me know that you're here, write it in the comments, and Miss Farah will let me know. And Miss Farah, you could just tell me. You don't have to write it down. That's fine. Anyway, so hands today. Combinations. As I was saying a minute ago, if you take some flour and some eggs and maybe a little sugar and some chocolate chips or something, and you know what? If you combine all those things, what could you make? Right. Chocolate chip cookies? Maybe some cake? So combinations are things that are put together. In a martial arts class, a combination is when you take one move and another move and another move and another move, and then you put them all together, and then they create one thing, a bunch of moves together. So we're going to try combinations today. Now you might be able to make up some of your own combinations, right? Take some of the moves that you know, put them all together, and you can make up your own. Hey, Russell, good morning. Thanks for coming to class today. By the way, everybody who's watching, if you didn't already know this, if you want to have a private video lesson with Sensei Dave, you just let me know. I've got a lesson a little later today with Freddie, and I had a lesson last week with Ari and Eli, and I had lessons with Mason, and right. So lots of friends have come. We've got to get on video just like this, and for 15 minutes or so, I'll teach you some moves. We'll chit chat. We'll check in with each other, make sure we're all doing good. So you just let me know if you want to do that. You can send me an email, moms and dads, or send me a post in the comments here, and I'll arrange it with you. All right, so what were we saying? Combinations. What kinds of combinations could you make? We'll talk about that a little more today. And as always, there's a lesson this week, and our lesson this week is honesty. And we'll talk about that right at the end of class. But for now, let's get started. So can you all show me how you do front position? Remember, fist is closed, hand is open, just like that, okay? You know, when we put our hands this way, we say, we do this first hand position like this, and we say knowledge in the mind. In Japan, or in the Japanese language, these hand positions have a name. When you hold your hands like this, it's called kigen. Can you say that? Kigen. And then what we do in our class is we say knowledge in the mind. With this hand position, it's just a way of thinking about an idea. And sometimes if you do something with your body, it can remind you about an idea, right? Then we go like this. We put our hands like this. This is called kaishu. And when we put our hands like this, we say honesty in the heart. And I like to hold the little window right in front of my heart. See, you can look right in there, see if Sensei Dave is being honest. And then we go back to this one, fist in the right hand, open hand like this. And this is called hoken. Can you say hoken? But what we say, strength in the body in our class. So one time, knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, strength in the body, or if you want to say the Japanese names of those hand positions, kigen, kaishu, hoken, and then bow. Okay, let's get warmed up. So remember, today's class, we're working on our hands. We're going to move our arms around, and we're going to move our arms in combinations. That's right. Different ways to move them around. You know what? You can be fun, too. You notice that when I've done these classes, I've had some stuffed animal friends with me. It's really fun to practice the moves yourself, and that's what we want to do. That's how we make our bodies get good. But you know, it's funny. If you imagine yourself doing the moves, it actually works, too. Or what could be even fun and funny is if you have a friend, like let's say, I don't know, let's go with the koala bear. I could imagine the koala bear doing the moves and even make the koala bear do them, right? Front punch, whoosh, block, whoosh, block, whoosh, front kick, whoosh. So you can play with your friends and make them do the moves to help you practice, right? Imagine a combination that Sensei Dave teaches it. I'm going to teach it to you, and then you teach it to your friend. Okay, Mr. Koala, we're going to do front punch, side kick. Ready, go. Front punch, side kick, whoosh. I'm going to have the koala bear watch me over here. That's something you can do later. Use your imagination when you practice. I always love to imagine things and then try to make them real. So we're going to imagine some combinations. We're going to put them together and make them real with our bodies. And then, like I said, later on, if you want to play with your friends, you can do it like that. So everybody show me your guarding stance. Put your hands up on guard. This is our warm-up, right? So we're just going to bounce around. Right now, even though we're doing hand combinations, in real life, if we ever have to use these moves, we're not just going to be standing still and moving our hands around. No. We'll be moving our whole body from side to side. And that means we have to use our legs, too. All right, so show me how you bounce. That's the bounce, front to back, side to side. Just bounce all around. Bounce all around your house. Try to hold your hands up while you're bouncing. I'm going to switch my feet. Do. And you can also kind of shuffle your feet front to back like this. Oops, switching again. You can walk around, right? However you want to move your feet, but just kind of pretend that you're bouncing around, getting ready. Breathe, that's important. Don't hold your breath while you're bouncing. Keep those hands up. Now, by the way, does Sensei Dave look loose or tight while he's bouncing around? What do you think? I hope he said loose. I'm trying to be loose. Let me show you the difference. This is me bouncing around tight. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Can you bounce around tight? See what that feels like. Make your body really stiff and bounce. It kind of feels bad, actually. Looks pretty silly, too. All right, here's a loose. Hands are up. Loose. Oh, yeah, loose feels better to me. Are you loose? Show me how loose you are. How loose can you get? Now, you don't want to be too loose. Whoa. Show me. Floppy. This looks like a crazy dance. Whew. All right, well, when we move our bodies around in our combinations, we want to stay loose. So when I hold my hands up and bounce, everything is relaxed, it's loose, it's floppy. I'm going to hold my fists nice and tight, but I let my shoulders move, my elbow, right? Now, I don't want them to fly everywhere. I still want to keep them in close. If you watched class on Monday, remember we did this move, the cover up, where we bring our elbow and our arm right against our head, and we cover up like this. So let's practice that one while we're loose and relaxed. I'm loose, and then I'm going to cover up. Well, I'll say go, and we cover up. Now, let me review that one time. Everybody get in close. Can you see me? All right, now when I cover up, my hand comes up next to my head, and I'm covering the side of my head, and I'm trying to cover up my ear too, because I don't want someone's hand to bop me in the ear. That would hurt, right? So my arm goes right over the side of my head, and when my arm bends, see how my ear's kind of peeking out of there? But it would be really hard for a hand to fit in there because that space is small. So I cover up like this, and this is important. When you cover up, you touch your head with your arm, right? Can you see that? Look at it. It's right. It's like it's glued to my face. Oh, it's stuck. Uh-oh. How do I get it off of there? Oh, I got it. So when we cover up, glue your head and your hand and your arm right together. See? Covering up and it's kind of covering my ear up. And then look what else I'm doing. See what I did with my shoulder? My shoulder goes up like this. Now, what's my shoulder doing? Can you see? It's kind of hard to talk like this. My shoulder comes up, and it covers up my chin right here. It covers my beard. So I do that whole thing. Cover up. Hunch up, and cover up. All right. I'm going to back up. So here we go. Get up on your feet. Get nice and loose. When I say go, cover up. See that? And we also move a little bit when we cover up. All right. Hands are up. Ready? Go. See how I covered up? And I can keep bouncing away. So let's imagine that the reason we're covering up is because something is coming towards us. Like that. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to take this cover up and make it part of our combinations. All right, I'm going to switch sides each time I cover up. Now, so you can see Sensei's got a microphone here. So when I cover up on this side, I'm just going to try not to bump the microphone too much. Ready? Go. Covered up there. Other side. Ready? Go. That's it. And come back. Go. And then back. Now, after you cover up, too, you want to recover quickly. Come back. How about that 2 more times? Ready? Go. And go. All right. Take a break. Now, see, I feel pretty loose and warm. Let me see. Are you still loose? Show me how floppy your arms are. How about your body? All right. Now, let's work on some hand moves. I'm going to get in close for this so you can see. Since they put a little pillow down here on the ground, so when I'm kneeling down, it doesn't hurt too much. All right. Can you see me? How about now? Can you see me? Yeah, I can see you. All right. Ari, can you see me? Jack? Russell? How about you, Matthew? Yeah? Okay. Emmett, are you watching? Get your hands up. Okay, so first thing, let's go over. With yesterday or Monday's class, we did cover up, we did blocks. Today, we'll do some strikes. So remember, class, when you're striking, that means your hands, or maybe your elbows, or maybe some other part of your body, but we'll focus on hands and elbows today, are bumping into something else. And they're probably moving pretty fast. If my hand is going really fast and it's going to bump into something, well, my hand could get hurt. Think about the different things your hand could bump into. If your hand bumps into a pillow, no big deal. If your hand bumps into a wall, ow! That probably hurts my hand. If your hand bumps into another person, well, it could hurt your hand. It could hurt them. Hopefully we never have to do that. But we want to make sure that we don't hurt our hand when we're bumping our hand into whatever we're doing our punch to, okay? So look, can you see my hand? Hold your hand out so I can see it. Now, let's start with a fist. Curl your fingers in. See that? So they're really curl tight. I'm pretending I'm squeezing something in there. And then take your thumb and put it on the, see that? outside of my fingers. Not like this. All right? See that? That's bad. If I'm squeezing my thumb, ooh, that'll hurt. So I take my thumb and put it on the outside like that. That's what my hand should look like. And then I'll do the same thing with my other hand. Curl the fingers in, thumb there, and squeeze tight. Got it? Okay, now, keep your hands like that. Get up in your guard. All right, so here's the first thing we're going to do. Now, you know straight punch. If I go straight out and straight back, or with my other hand, straight out and straight back, I always come back to here. Let's just practice that. Ready? You do it at your own pace. Punch, punch, punch. I'm just switching hands. Keep going with me. Do you see how the hands stay up? And I keep them up like this because maybe all of a sudden, while I'm doing these punches, I suddenly have to cover. So here's what we'll do. We keep punching. When you hear Sensei say cover, put your hands up. You can cover with one hand. You can cover with both hands. Okay? You decide. All right, here we go. So start punching. Cover. Oh, and then come back. Punch. See how we're combining? Cover. And then back up. We're combining the cover with the punches. So this is the beginning of one of our combinations. Cover. Okay, now, do your punches. I'm going to say cover, and we're all going to cover, but here's what I want you to do. After you cover, as soon as you come out of the cover, you do 2 punches really fast, right? So we're doing punches, and then Sensei says cover. So we cover, come up, 1, 2. Whoa, and then get ready. All right, let's try it. Ready? Go. So punch, punch, punch. So remember, when I say cover, we cover up, and then we throw 2 really fast punches after we come out of the cover. Ready? Cover. Cover up. 1, 2, and then come back. Whew. How'd you do? You want to try it again? Here we go. So we're standing here. We're doing our punches. And you can, by the way, if you want, you can do different punches, but we'll get to that in a minute. Cover. Punch, punch. Yeah. Now see how I keep moving? When we do our hand combinations, we don't want to stand still like a statue. Remember what we said at the beginning? We don't want to be stiff. Punch, punch. Cover, cover, like a robot. And now it would be fun and kind of silly to practice karate like a robot. And maybe we'll do that a little later. But for now, let's stay loose. We cover, punch, punch, and cover, punch, punch, all very relaxed. Let's make up a combination. So let's say I've got an imaginary friend in front of me who's boxing with me, okay? And they throw a punch at me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up, and as soon as I come out of the cover, I do a punch right back at them. Okay? And then, so we're just going to do that move together. We go cover, punch, and then to the other side. Cover, punch, and always back on guard. So are your hands up, or are they down? They're up. Let's try that. So it's just cover, punch. Cover, punch. Ready? Go. Cover, punch, and then back. Go. Other side, right? Cover, punch. And remember, when you cover, move your body a little bit. Kind of move your head out of the way. Go. Cover, punch. And see how I cover with one hand, punch with the other. Go. Cover, punch. Go. Cover, punch. Not bad. One more time. Go. Cover, punch. Very nice. I think you're getting it. Now, is this easy or is it hard? Oh, some of you said it was easy. That's all right. Do you think we could make it harder by adding more things to it? We could. Now, how many things should we add to it? Should we add 1 thing? 2 things? 10 things? Who said 10 things? Wow, that's a lot of things to add. Maybe we start out by adding 1 thing to it, and then maybe later on or another day when you're really good at it, you can add 10 things. Could you imagine doing 10 moves to make a combination? Is it easier to combine 2 moves or to combine 10 moves? You're right. I think 10 moves is harder, so 2 moves would be easier. Here we go. So we're in our guard like this. So let's change the order. Now we're going to go punch, punch, cover. Wow, that's 3 things, isn't it? I tricked you. Ready? Go. Punch, punch, cover. And then get ready to go again. Go. Punch, punch, cover. And then get ready to go again. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Whew. Go. Punch, punch, cover. How fast should you do this? Should you go crazy fast? You can. What happens when you go crazy fast? Well, you might make a mistake. Is that okay? That's right. It's okay to make a mistake. But the more you practice and the less mistakes you make, the faster you get to go because you train your body to go fast. Let's try it again. So it's punch, punch, cover. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Ooh. Hey, I went fast that time. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Mm-hmm. Go. Punch, punch, cover. How fast can you go? Now just go as fast as you can. Let's be silly. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Ooh. Oh, that felt terrible. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Go. Punch, punch, cover. Whew. I'm getting tired doing all those punch, punch covers. All right, I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see I'll move my pillow out of the way. How'd you do with that combination? Punch, punch, cover. Why are we covering? Yeah, because we're pretending somebody's punching towards us and we put our arm in the way. So their hand bumps our arm instead of bumping something that we don't want to get hurt. Okay, now, later on, maybe next week, when we do combinations, we'll put our arms and legs together. Last week we did legs. This week we're doing hands. Next week, we'll do punching and kicking combinations. So here's what I want you to do between now and then, okay? You've practiced the kicking moves last week, and you can always go back and watch those videos again. And this week we're practicing some hand combinations, front punches with cover-ups. I want you to practice those moves all by yourself when Sensei Dave is not watching you. Will you do it? Let me come back in, because that brings me right to the lesson of the week. On Monday, I talked a little bit about honesty and about people's words matching their actions. Do you remember that? My actions speak for me. And that sometimes people say something, but then they do something very different. And I think that what someone does tells me a lot more about who they are and what they're like than what they say. And it especially tells you if someone says one thing and then does another. So we want what we say to match what we do. That way we're being very honest. So if you say, yeah, Sensei Dave, I'm going to practice. Well, if you're honest, you know what that means? You're really going to practice. You're not just telling somebody that you're going to practice because you want them to believe you. You're saying it because you really mean it. And that's part of what being honest is, right? That you really, when you say something, you really mean it. It's going to happen. Your actions say so much about who you are and who we are as people. I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then we'll finish up today. And this is about somebody else's actions, not about my actions. Once, a very long time ago, when Sensei Dave was about 14 years old, that's a pretty long time ago, I was walking down the sidewalk with a friend of mine, and we were on our way to the store that was in our neighborhood, and we were going to buy some baseball cards. So we each had a few dollars with us, because back then you could buy baseball cards in a little package for a few dollars. Well, while we were walking down the sidewalk, there was a lady walking in front of us who happened to be going to the same store. And just as she walked around the corner ahead of us to go to the door, she reached into her pocketbook and she pulled out her wallet. I think she was getting ready to go into the store. Well, do you know what happened? When she pulled her wallet out of her pocketbook, a $20 bill fell out of her pocketbook and landed on the sidewalk, and she didn't see it. She just kept walking and went right into the store. Now, my friend and I were walking just a little ways behind her, and we saw it. Now, what kinds of actions do you think we could take? There's $20 laying on the ground. There's nobody around who knows it's there. The lady who dropped it just dropped it. We could buy so many baseball cards with $20. Well, before I did anything, my friend ran right over to that $20 bill. He scooped it up in his hands. And then he followed the lady right into the store. And do you know what he did next? Yeah, he walked right up to her and he said, "Excuse me, miss, but you dropped this outside." Whew. Is that honesty? Do you think he could have kept that money for himself? Nobody would have known. But instead, he did the honest thing. He did an honest action. And I always remember that. That my friend was a very honest person. And it was a lesson for me. All right, everybody. Great job. Thanks for listening. Practice your combinations this week. And I'll see you next week for some more combinations where we'll add our feet in there. All right. Can you show me how you do front position? Can you say knowledge in the mind? Do you remember what this is called? Yeah, this is Kigen. Honesty in the heart. What's this hand position called? Kaishu. And then strength in the body. And this hand position is called Hoken. All right, show me your bow, everybody. Great job this week. I'll see you soon, and have a great weekend. Bye.